Anna sat at her desk. She looked at the clock. Her English class would start soon. She felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Anna liked learning English, but there was one part that always made her uncomfortable: speaking. Every time the teacher asked a question in class, Anna felt her heart beat faster. She wanted to answer. She wanted to speak clearly, but fear stopped her. What if she said something wrong? What if her grammar was bad? What if people laughed at her? Anna knew some vocabulary. She could understand written English. But speaking felt different. It felt harder. It felt scary. After class, her teacher noticed she was quiet. The teacher smiled and gently asked, "How are you today, Anna?" Anna took a deep breath. "I'm okay. I enjoy learning, but I feel nervous. I want to speak better English, but I'm not confident." "That's very normal," the teacher said kindly. "Many students feel this way. But I want to share something with you. It's a simple idea, but very powerful. It can help you feel more confident when you speak English." Anna looked curious. "What is it?" she asked. The teacher replied, "Reading." Anna blinked in surprise. "Reading? I want to speak better, not read better." The teacher nodded. "Yes, I understand. But reading can actually help you speak. Let me explain." Anna listened closely. "When you read," the teacher continued, "you see how sentences are built. You learn how words go together. You see the same phrases many times. This helps your brain remember them. It also helps you think in English." Anna was quiet. She had never thought about reading in this way. She always thought reading was a quiet activity. It didn't seem connected to speaking, but it is connected, the teacher said. The more you read, the more familiar the language becomes. You begin to notice sentence patterns. You learn how English feels. This is very important for speaking. Anna thought for a moment. It sounded interesting. Maybe reading wasn't just for understanding. Maybe it could help her feel more comfortable when she spoke. "Reading also gives you confidence," the teacher added. "When you see words and phrases again and again, they become part of you. Then, when you speak, those words come more naturally. You don't need to search for them. They are already in your mind." That idea made Anna feel hopeful. She remembered times when she wanted to say something in English, but didn't know how. Maybe reading could help her find the words she needed. The teacher continued, "You don't have to start with difficult books. Just begin with something simple. Even short stories for beginners can help. What matters is reading a little every day." Anna smiled a little. Reading didn't sound so scary. It sounded gentle, helpful, even good. "You're not alone, Anna," the teacher said. "Many students feel nervous when speaking. Even people who speak well now were once afraid, but they kept going. They found tools that worked. Reading was one of those tools." Anna felt something shift in her heart. She'd always believed that only speaking practice could help her speak. But now she saw another way. A new door had opened. "I want to try," she said quietly. "I don't know what to read yet, but I'll start." "That's perfect," the teacher said with a warm smile. "You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin." Then the teacher added, "I want to tell you a story about someone else who felt just like you. His name is Mark. He was nervous too, but reading changed everything for him." Anna sat up straighter. She was ready to listen, and in that moment, her journey began. Mark was a quiet young man. He wanted to speak English better, but every time he tried, he felt nervous. His hands would shake. His words would disappear. In meetings at work, he stayed silent. When people asked him questions, he only gave short answers. He felt afraid of making mistakes. He didn't want others to think he was not smart. Mark had studied English for years. He knew grammar rules. He had a big list of vocabulary words. But when it was time to speak, he couldn't put the words together. He often translated from his native language in his head, and that made him slow and unsure. One day, his English teacher gave him a new idea. She said, "Mark, try reading in English every day, just 10 minutes. Read anything simple that you enjoy." Mark didn't understand how reading could help him speak. "I want to talk better," he said, "not read better." His teacher smiled. "I know. But when you read often, your brain starts to remember how English works. You learn phrases, not just words. You start to think in English. That helps you speak more naturally." Mark wanted to improve, so he decided to try. At first, he picked up a comic book. It had short, funny stories with pictures. It wasn't hard, and it made him smile. He didn't understand every word, but that was okay. He focused on the parts he did understand. He read every night before bed, just for 10 minutes. After 1 week, he started to write down some of phrases he liked. Not just words, but complete sentences like, "I've got your back," and "let's keep going." He kept these phrases in a small notebook and read them out loud every morning. Then Mark added something new. He stood in front of the mirror and read short dialogues out loud. He looked at himself and tried to speak clearly and with feeling. At first, it felt strange, but slowly, it became easier. Later, he began recording his voice. He read a short paragraph from his book and listened to the recording. He noticed which words sounded strong and which words were unclear. Then he tried again, improving each time. Reading became more than just learning. It became fun. Mark started acting out parts of the stories like he was in a play. He changed the endings of the stories and told his own versions out loud. He was practicing, but it didn't feel like homework. It felt like something creative and exciting. After a few weeks, Mark started to feel different. One day at work, his coworker asked him a question. Without thinking too much, he answered in English. He used one of the phrases from his notebook. His coworker understood him, and they had a short but good conversation. Mark felt proud. That moment gave him new energy. He kept reading every day. He moved from comics to simple short stories. He found a website with easy news articles. He even read short travel blogs. He didn't try to understand every word. Instead, he looked at the meaning of the whole sentence. He used clues in the story to guess the words he didn't know. He noticed something surprising. When he listened to English speakers, he started recognizing words and expressions from his reading. His brain didn't need to work so hard. He understood faster, and he felt less afraid to respond. He also learned to relax. He didn't worry so much about mistakes. He focused on communicating his message. He spoke slower, but with more confidence. He smiled more during conversations. Mark didn't become fluent in 1 month, but after a few weeks, he spoke better. After a few months, he felt like a new person. His coworkers listened to him with respect. His teacher was proud. And most of all, Mark was proud of himself. Reading helped him more than he ever expected. It gave him the words, the rhythm, and the courage to speak. He was still learning, but he was no longer silent. He had found his voice. Anna sat quietly after hearing Mark's story. She felt something change inside her. She used to think reading was only for learning new words, but now she saw reading in a new way. It was not just for understanding. It could help her speak. It could help her feel confident. Just like Mark, she could begin her own journey. That night, Anna made a simple plan. She wanted to start small, so she decided to read for 15 minutes every evening after dinner. She looked for a story that felt interesting to her. She didn't want a boring textbook. She chose a short, romantic story with easy words. The story made her smile. It was not too hard, and she enjoyed reading it. While reading, Anna underlined 3 phrases she liked. These were expressions she wanted to remember and use. The first one was, "It felt like magic." The second was, "She couldn't believe her ears." The third was, "One step at a time." Anna wrote these phrases on small, sticky notes. She placed one on her mirror, one on her phone, and one near her coffee mug. She read them out loud every time she saw them. Anna also wanted to hear how native speakers said the words, so she looked for an audiobook version of the same story. She listened to the voice while reading along with the text. She noticed how the speaker used emotion and pauses. She copied the way the speaker said each sentence. At first, it was hard, but it felt exciting. It was like music. She practiced again and again. Later, Anna joined an online book club for English learners. Each week, the group read one short story together. They shared their thoughts in a simple chat. Sometimes they sent short voice messages to each other. Anna listened to the others and sent her own messages too. Her voice was soft at first, but people were kind. No one judged her. The group gave her confidence. She was not alone anymore. Anna also started recording herself reading short paragraphs. She would play the recording and listen. She heard where she needed to speak more clearly. She tried again the next day. Slowly, her voice sounded stronger and smoother. When Anna didn't understand a word, she didn't stop reading. She tried to guess the meaning from the story. If she saw the word many times and still didn't understand, then she looked it up. But she didn't try to learn too many new words at once. Just a few words each day. That way, she didn't feel tired or stressed. After a few weeks, Anna felt different. She started to notice phrases from the stories in her daily life. Sometimes she heard them in movies or in conversations. She understood more without thinking too hard. The words came to her more naturally when she tried to speak. One day in class, the teacher asked Anna a question. Anna paused, took a deep breath, and answered. Her words were not perfect, but they were clear. She spoke slowly, and her voice didn't shake. The class listened. The teacher smiled. Anna felt proud of herself. Reading had helped her in many ways. It gave her new words, new phrases, and more understanding. But most of all, it gave her courage. Reading became something she looked forward to each day. It was not a task. It was something she enjoyed. Her teacher reminded her, "You don't have to be perfect. You just need to keep going. A little each day is enough." Anna knew now that speaking English was not just about practice. It was about connection. She felt connected to the language through stories, and that connection gave her the strength to speak. You can be like Anna. You can find your voice too. Start with something small. Read a little each day. Find stories that make you smile. Read out loud. Listen. Repeat. Over time, the fear will become smaller and your voice will grow stronger. Reading is not only for the eyes, it is also for the heart. And it can lead you to the confidence you've been searching for. At the beginning of our story, Anna felt afraid. She wanted to speak English, but her fear stopped her. She had many thoughts in her head, but when it was time to speak, the words didn't come out. Like many learners, she believed that only speaking could help her speak better. But then, something simple changed her journey: reading. With the help of her kind teacher, Anna learned about the power of reading. She discovered that reading could help her understand how English works, how sentences are built, and how native speakers express their thoughts. She realized that when you read every day, your brain begins to remember common phrases and natural sentence patterns. These patterns help you speak more smoothly and more confidently. Through the story of Mark, Anna found hope. Mark was once quiet and unsure, just like her. But by reading short stories, acting out scenes, and writing down useful phrases, Mark improved his English step by step. He didn't become fluent overnight, but he became confident. That's what gave Anna the courage to try. Anna began her own reading journey. She read a little every day. She chose stories she enjoyed, listened to audiobooks, joined a book club, and practiced speaking out loud. Slowly, she started to feel different. She wasn't just reading anymore. She was growing. She began to speak with more confidence. She used phrases from her stories in real conversations. And one day, she answered a question in class without fear. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. It was her voice. The story of Anna and Mark teaches us something important. Sometimes the best way to speak is not by speaking more, but by understanding more. Reading helps you see, hear, and feel the language. It builds your foundation. It fills your mind with words and expressions so that when it's time to speak, you're ready. So what can you do today? Start small. Read something you enjoy. Read out loud. Copy phrases. Listen to your voice. And remember, don't rush. 1 page a day is enough. One phrase at a time will lead you forward. Be kind to yourself. Learning English is not just a skill, it's a journey. And reading can be your best friend on this journey. Now, congratulations! You made it to the end of the story. That means your listening and understanding skills are getting better. You followed a full English story from beginning to end. That's something to be proud of. Let's see how much you remember with a small question. What helped Anna feel more confident speaking English? A. Watching TV shows every night. B. Reading short stories she enjoyed. Comment A or B in the comments below. If you liked this story and it helped you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue making more content to help you learn English in a fun and meaningful way. We also welcome donations if you can. In the beginning, it's not easy to create high-quality content regularly. We do this for free to help you and many others. Your support gives us the strength to keep going and create more powerful English learning stories for everyone. Thank you for listening. Keep learning, keep reading, and always believe in your voice.